Hey again. My human calculator trick video based on the Pythagorean theorem is still uploading. It's got 15 seconds left. I am going to do another video, and that's going to be about four numbers that I see everywhere. Four numbers that I see a lot. I'm going to go from smallest to biggest. So the first number that I see very frequently is 22. I've been seeing the number 22 everywhere in the last 7 years. When I look at my phone or my tablet, and whenever I would see the minute of the hour, the number that I would see the most frequently between 00 and 59 is 22. And I'm getting into a lot of clothing stores, and some of the number graphic tops that I see 22, like I see a lot of stores that have 22 graphic tops. Especially during my time in the United States, I look into the Hollister store and the number graphic tops that they got, some of them in which have 22 print. I go into Urban Outfitters, check their tops. They have 22 printed tops. I go into H&M. By the way, they do have H&M here in Turkey as well. I am in Turkey now. And maybe not anymore now, but when I was here during the summer, they did have a 22 printed jersey top. Like, I'm seeing 22 a lot in clothing brands. 22 is everywhere. Yeah, I do see that a lot of brands are dedicated to making number printed tops so that they can make it look much more sporty. But I'm getting into a lot of stores and seeing one of the numbers on those tops being 22 in each and every one of those stores. And also, like, I'm looking at athletes out on the street, or some wearing like football or basketball or soccer jerseys. And even from there, I see 22 so frequently. Like, I'm telling you, 22 is everywhere. I see 22 everywhere. The next number I'm going to talk about is just a few above 25. I don't see 25 as much as I see 22, but just in the last 1 year, I've been seeing it very frequently. And like 22, I see 25 printed jerseys quite a lot. And when I'm making online purchases, 25 comes up a lot. But not only with online purchase, also with debit. I'm very familiar with the fast food chain that is in the Western United States, In-N-Out Burger. They give you numbers from 1 to 99. Basically, they're guess numbers. And once they call your number, basically that means your food is ready. There are several numbers that I never got in my life of going to In-N-Out, whereas there are some numbers that I've got much more frequently. And I can say that the order number that I got from In-N-Out the most times is 25. Since I started living more of my life in the United States in March 2022, in all but two times that I had stayed here, between one time I would be here and another, at least one visit to In-N-Out, I would get the guest number 25. So 25 appears a lot on my receipt at In-N-Out. The next number I'm going to talk about is 67. I've been seeing 67 everywhere in the last 5 years. When I look at my phone, the battery percentage that appears the most in my vision is 67. The number that I see most frequently on taxi license plates, and yes, by the way, they do print numbers on the sides of the vehicle as well, like letters and numbers, and also with school buses. the number that I see most frequently amongst those is 67. Don't get me wrong, even on streets and on social media, even before the trend started, I've been seeing 67 a lot. And since the trend started where kids do this whenever they see 6 and 7, the frequency that I see is just abnormal. Like it's just over the roof. I see 67 so much, which, by the way, from January 1st, I am going to keep myself out of that trend. 67 is going to be 67 again. Well, I like the number 67. It's good because the sum of the digits makes 13, and 13 is my lucky number. 13 is a great number. I love 13. If you switch the numbers around, it becomes 31. That's my favorite number. I can say that there hasn't been a point since the trend started that I thought, oh, this 6-7 trend sucks. I hate it. It's stupid. Though there are a lot of Gen Alpha kids that are most likely going to be bringing the 6-7 trend into 2026, which, to be honest, I'm not. I'm not going to bring the trend into the new year. 67 is going to be 67 again. And yes, a lot of people are preparing for what should be the great internet meme reset, which will bring back the old memes from 10, 15, 18 years ago that will eliminate brain rot. Since the trend started on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, like there's a lot of short clips of like anything that has to do with 67. Literally a lot. Even AI videos on the day of Halloween where a kid wears a box costume that has the number 67 written on it. Or there's two kids, one wearing a 6, one wearing a 7 costume. And grandma opens the door and she's like, 67? Shouldn't you be 69? Or suppose it's your grandpa's or your dad's or your grandma's or your mom's or even your 67th birthday. And they swing the numbers like that. Like I see 67 a lot. I've been seeing 67 during and before the trend. I've been seeing it everywhere for 5 years. Like I honestly, I may still see it everywhere like I've been seeing it before. But from January 1st, 2026, I am going to keep myself out of that trend. In other words, whenever I say 67 or 6.7, whatever, I am not going to do this gesture anymore. And I am not going to put the audio of that song that is associated with the trend anymore. 67 is going to go back to being just a decent number for me. And the fourth number that I'm going to talk about in this video, you're going to be surprised. 2020, or 2020 if you like to call it like that. Because whenever I check the time, the minute that I see the most in the 24-hour system is 2020. I see that a lot. I mean, that represents 8:20 p.m. But whenever I look at the time I see 2020, it appears so much. Like 67, 2020 is another number that I see a lot on TikTok. I see it everywhere on TikTok, Instagram, and even on YouTube a lot, where people refer to the year 2020. Like it just appears a lot in my vision in social media. So yeah, those are the four numbers that I see everywhere. 22, 25, 67, and 2020, the year that was 5 years ago. Well, depending on which day you are watching, it may be 6. Who knows? Because at the time that I'm recording this video, today's December 28th, 2025. So yeah, I've done 3 videos today already, one of them being for my vlog channel, so I'm going to end it here for today now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you later.